How do you guys feel? You mentioned Oba, and how do you feel about Brock retiring? Like at the end of that match, do you think that that was a good send off for Brock?
Add into that, what was the crowd reaction? Did people really understand what was going on? Go ahead, Aaron.
It was surprising. It surprised everybody. The chatter online is like, "Oh, SummerSlam is in Minneapolis, and that's his hometown, so he's probably gonna have his last match there." Nobody thought like, "Oh, he's gonna retire at Mania." When he lost, and he started taking off the gloves, you heard like a whoa, like, is he actually doing this? And then he's taking off his boots, and he started crying like, "Oh shit, this is real." And I feel like this is what I think. I think he felt like this was the perfect match. This was the way to go. Like he just had a fucking banger with fucking Oba Femi, put him over, like got this fucking crowd reaction at WrestleMania. Like nothing's gonna be better than this moment. And I feel like you just made a decision there and just retired there.
What? So you're saying did the crowd understand? Because it looked like I didn't understand what was happening, and I don't know if Paul Heyman understood what was happening until he did the X, and I didn't know what the X meant until I saw. I think somebody told me. I think you might have told me, Omar. Somebody mentioned it. What it meant, like, hey, like this is like not scripted and shit. This is like real shit, you know. And then
Yeah,
he's
it took a while. It kind of like it was weird because he like when he took his gloves off, you heard us like a part of the stadium go like whoa, and then I felt like the other half just didn't understand until he started unlacing his boots and he started crying. That's when the stadium kind of like figured out like, oh, he's calling it right here right now. Like it was a weird like moment as a fan trying to figure out like, oh, what the fuck is going on. But after he took everything off and we got it like, oh, he's retiring right here, and then that's when people understood what was going on and started giving clapping and the thank yous and all that.
so Aaron. I mean, and I want you to answer this question too, Omar. What do you think of him retiring? I mean, what do you? Maybe we can have a different conversation for this. But how did it feel in the moment, and how do you feel now about it? Do you think it was the right thing to do? Do you think he was ready? And then Omar, if you could just follow up with Aaron.
I mean, I almost got emotional just watching him get emotional and crying in the ring. Like, oh, like it gets tough for an athlete to retire in anything, and especially if you love the sport. Sometimes, like I guess your body can't hang in, and you just gotta retire. So seeing a person go through that, in front of thousands of people, it's a very like emotional experience, even as fans, because I grew up watching them from like 2012 and till now. So that's been a big chunk of my life too. So it did get a little emotional in there for the fans.
So
I
Omar, if you want to answer, so Brock Lesnar in the lawsuit, he's not a named defendant. He's not accused of anything. He's just a person named in it. But Omar, go ahead. What do you got? I mean, what do you think of how he did it? And do you think it was the right call?
just pure wrestling, like I think it was a better booking choice than him potentially going against Gunther and losing to that just because I'm not a fan of Gunther's, quote unquote career killer gimmick. And I don't think it would have been a believable end for Brock Lesnar to lose against Gunther, but it is a believable end for him to lose against Oba Femi. And I mean, I'm okay with Oba Femi, whipping his ass. Like, shout out our most watched YouTube video, belt to fucking ass. Now I'm saying it was just about Oba whooping Brock Lesnar because I'm actually the opposite of Aaron. I have no connection with Brock Lesnar whatsoever. I stopped watching wrestling, or I started watching wrestling as soon as he stopped wrestling. In 2004 and 2005, and so the only thing that I knew was Eddie Guerrero whipping his ass for the WWE World Championship that I didn't watch live, but I watched over and over again. And I saw promos that Brock Lesnar did with Paul Heyman and Eddie and all of that stuff. And he wasn't around when I watched wrestling from 2004 up until like 2008 and 2009. So when he came back, I didn't really care. And the only connection that I had to him was his WrestleMania 39 match that he had with Roman Reigns, which I watched and I really enjoyed. I was just kind of like, I'm just glad Oba is retiring him. I don't care about Brock. I don't care about his legacy. I have no connection with it. But I care a lot about Oba and his strappingness. And I think he is the truth, and I think young guys like Oba Femi should be people that WWE pushes instead of like Brock Lesnar and like these older guys.
So
Thank you for the random legal advice, Gwex.
We gotta be accurate here. Small package wrestling. We can't be saying stuff just to say it. We gotta have a little more sense in that. In the words of
Someone write that down for Weddle.
write that down. Write that
We
down.
gotta write that down. We should put that on a plaque for you.
Relax. I think for Brock Lesnar, I actually thought about it. I actually thought about what he did, and I compared it with John Cena. You know, John Cena really took over the whole fucking everything, and everything was about John Cena. It was a big hoopla, and it was very commercialized, and he profited super hard over it. And this guy did the complete opposite. Like, he was just completely quiet. Nobody knew, not even Paul Heyman. I think that he did it on his own terms. He did it quietly. He's this big fucking presence. He's a mammoth of a man. You know what I mean? He's a freak of nature. You know what I mean? But you got to see that fragility for a split second. You know what I mean? And you got to see the realness of wrestling, right? And how much, I don't want to really get too philosophical about it, you know what I mean? Or psychoanalyze what I saw, but he seemed tired, man. He seemed worn out. This guy's been doing this shit for a long time, and he just did it, por la ley de sus pinches huevos. Like, he just said, you know what? This is it. I'm done. And I almost want to applaud that, with everything being commercialized, with everything being used in that way, which is not bad. It is show business. I'm not mad at that. But this guy decided to just do it his way, man. And, kudos to him. I don't expect to see him. Again. And if I saw him again, I think I'd be disappointed a little bit. John Cena's back. And, John, Anthony Felix, let us miss you, bro. You already retired. Leave. A la chingada, way. You don't even give us a chance to miss you. Leave. Bye. Go fucking be a bad actor now.
This is your boy Gwex from Small Package Wrestling. Go ahead and give us a like, follow, subscribe on all your socials.
And we post daily on YouTube with their weekly show, Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit.
And we cover WWE, AAA, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Consejo Mundial, and local indie wrestling promotions.
And look at us. We're terrifically well spoken and we're dashingly good looking.